Welcome to Mim TV for those of you who are watching on YouTube. Welcome to Mimcast for those of you who are listening to the podcast. It's Make Every Media's first and maybe last quarterly review video made specifically for YouTube. I'm your host, Mike, and it's actually probably going to be April 17th by the time this comes out. But right now it is April 16th at 3 p.m. Central, and joining me as always are all of the past versions of myself, especially this one from about a month ago. It's March 17th at 7:41 p.m. Central Time, and I wanted to test out this workflow, this setup for my broadcasting, recording software. I'm talking about my 4-source 4K Quadrant vlog recording workflow for Open Broadcaster software, or OBS. I've got these two webcams, a J5 Create and an Allura Tech, and they're coming in as video sources in these two quadrants. I've got a top-down document camera, a Hue HD, as a video source in this quadrant, and a screen share display source up here. And each of these is technically in HD, 1920 by 1080, which means altogether we're outputting at 4K, 3840 by 2160. So that potentially we can push in on these different camera angles and not lose any resolution. Is it all right? Is it better to do it this way than to do it in HD and then have to stretch smaller images to cover the full screen? If we're outputting the whole thing in HD like we are in this pickup recording, is there a noticeable difference? Does it look that much worse when I push in? Also, am I missing something? Is there a better, faster way to record multiple camera angles for YouTube and have them all auto-synced like this right from the beginning? I'd love to hear about it if you've got a better workflow. I mean, if I were using 4K cameras, I know I would lose some quality shrinking them down into these quadrants, but I have not been using 4K cameras with OBS yet. I'd love to hook up a DSLR eventually, but even that kind of feels like overkill right now with what I need to do, which is apparently to process generational trauma and grief by going through all of the stuff that was left behind by my sister, my dad, and my grandparents. May they all rest in peace. I mean, nobody else wants to look through it, and I can't seem to let go of it just yet, but I also can't seem to motivate myself to look through it either, unless I've got eyes on me. Like if I'm streaming, or at least recording, or if somebody's just there to be witness. It's like body doubling, if you've heard of that. I think it's been about 12 years since my sister passed, 3 years since my dad died, and I have finally emptied my childhood house, but that means I have a lot of boxes here in my garage in Austin, and I gotta go through them all. So that's already started to seep into my streams on Twitch. I think I streamed all of February. Babbage's, and it's got King's Quest on it. Yeah, from 1989. I was 9. When my grandmother died 30 years ago, my dad packed up all this stuff and put it in the garage, and in the far corner of the garage that we couldn't even get to until just last week. Didn't touch it for 30 years, and so it has become my problem. More of these guys. We got Goofy. Okay, Geo Safari. Look at that. Remember? That's pretty cool. That stuff was pretty cool. That's pretty good. And then I streamed a couple more times in March, and then I immediately hid those streams, unpublished them after they were over. They just didn't feel like things I wanted to be out there in the world. A little too raw. Going through some of these boxes can get a little... Bleh. So, I'm trying a different strategy. I didn't even stream at all last night. I did like 6 Sundays in a row, I guess. And then last night I just didn't feel like it. I couldn't do it. But I'm recording today on a Monday to see if there's anything to that, if I can maybe edit this down and make it more palatable for YouTube. This is my first attempt to ever even talk to people directly on YouTube. Well, I guess I've done kind of a lot of streams on Twitch at this point, and I do talk to people directly on that platform, but it's a different vibe. Also, I've done a lot of podcasts, a few of which I've even published in video form here on YouTube, but also a different vibe, kind of geared toward the listeners. I do feel like this is the first time I'm making something specifically for YouTube in the style of YouTube, if that makes sense, even though it will be my 205th upload to this channel already somehow. Definitely my first time talking so openly about all the stuff in my life like this, so here we go. Let's get into it. I've got a tub of stuff for you today. Just a typical tub of stuff from Fort Worth, from the garage, from thing 1 to, I guess this is like a mold of my sister's mouth or something, to this is actual teeth. This is actual, looks like baby teeth. And there's wires and electronics underneath that. We got this Christmas mug. December 23. I feel like that needs to go in storage until December with the Christmas things. And then these plugs can be tested and then put with other like plugs, which I think I have in the other room. Okay, now that I've got a game plan on the tub, I feel like I can do the rest of it off camera. And that's typically what happens in one of these sessions. I either get a game plan going and then need to focus on that and stop worrying about the recording quite as much. Sometimes I even get into the zone and forget that I'm recording, which is kind of dangerous for my hard drive. Or sometimes I get overwhelmed or too vulnerable feeling and I need to take a break and maybe power through it offline after a bit. I forget sometimes that I deserve to take breaks and not make myself suffer too much with this stuff. It's gonna take a while. There's also just a lot of other stuff I want to spend my time on. Making movies, music, video games, playing video games. I still want to be doing all of that and somehow keeping track of it all and letting people know what I'm up to. I guess ideally I'd be doing like Sunday weekly review videos as a cornerstone of my content strategy. I'd be checking in weekly, seeing how the week went, if I lost any subscribers, if I gained any followers. That sounds like a fun thing to try next. Maybe that's what I do for March/April. And yes, here I am in April again, a month later, still thinking about how nice breaks are and how maybe it should be a quarterly review instead of a weekly review. Maybe that's a more realistic goal right now. I mean, the good news is that the recording workflow seems to work. If you're interested, I guess I could do a whole video just about how I set it up. Let me know in the comments. It's been relatively fun and easy to edit this video and then to add these pickups a month later, but it still took a bit of a while to edit. I think I'm already at least 5 hours in before recording these pickups, so I should probably go ahead and wrap it up for now. That's a good enough chunk for me to at least see if this sounds all right, if it looks all right. Have a good week. And have a good month, or have a good quarter even. I hope to talk to you like this again before July, but we'll see. There's a lot of other stuff going on, and I want to release some other videos first that have been on standby for a little while. Tune into our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/makeeverymedia. For the next couple of Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Central, we'll be playing live music with the Shameful Comforts at Grotto 101. And then the next couple of Sundays, we'll be playing video games on Twitch. We're playing Full Throttle from LucasArts at the moment while we finish editing our King's Quest V playthrough. All of that makes its way down to YouTube, but if you want to catch it live, follow us on Twitch. I hope you get one thing done this week that you wanted to, and then I hope you treat yourself all right about that. I hope you treat yourself all right, whether or not you get one thing done. Okay. Have a good one. Maybe I can stop there. See you next time.